Well, just like clockwork, the state flooded again like it did last year. What was it, a year to the day? Yesterday? And two towns over and almost every direction is flooded. Anywhere there's a low-lying area and roads built next to a river is catastrophe right now, just complete. Like homes got wiped into rivers, and Montpelier didn't flood, I think, this time, but a bunch of other towns did, and yeah, there are roads that are just gone, like completely. Like, wasn't there a road here? No, it's just a giant ditch. Like, totally gone, and I'm really frustrated because all of this is completely preventable, and, I thought we'd be done with fossil fuels by the year 2000. Don't mean to sound like a broken record, but it just doesn't cease to amaze and stun me every year when people keep using fossil fuels and there are new cars being sold and marketed that run on gasoline. Because I just, like, what plane of reality are these people on that they think this can continue? We're feeling the effects of, like, the pollution that went in the air from the 1990s or something right now. Early 2000s. So even if we stopped today, right now, and completely ceased to put any more CO2 or methane in the air and closed all those leaking methane gaps and wells and got rid of all the natural gas and all the oil and the fossil fuels, and the whole world, agreed no more of this shit, and we just absolutely stopped. It would still take at least 20, maybe 30 years for all of this crazy, unusual, intense weather, the hurricanes, the Category 6 hurricanes starting in June, and the severe flooding and the tornadoes and the droughts and the wildfires. It would take, at this point, it could take 100,000 years for the weather to go back to normal. I don't even know anymore. 350 parts per million carbon dioxide was the limit that we couldn't pass, and we blew past that years ago. It's at 420 something now, I think, close to 430. I don't want to look it up. I don't want to think about it. I won't be able to sleep anymore. I'll end up back in the hospital with an ulcer. I just don't get it. I don't understand the disconnect, and I don't understand the what level of smacking you in the face has to happen? Your house washes into a river, your town floods, and everything is destroyed, and your dogs are missing because your house washed away and they were in it, and you don't know if they're alive or dead or where they are. What level of, wow, we should stop living like this has to happen to everybody for them to wake up. This is terrifying. Watching the other people go through insanely traumatic shit and have huge losses, and they still, 2 and 2 don't seem to equal 4 to them still. They're just not even there in terms of, like, what's the outcome of their choices in life. To continue burning fossil fuels is insane. I'm out here looking for where lightning hit almost the front of the house last night and made an extremely loud pop noise that was, like, deafening and terrifying, and scared the shit out of the dogs and the cats and myself, of course. And yeah, I'm all set with more severe weather. I've never, like, tornado watches are not a thing I grew up with in New England ever. Like that wasn't a thing in the 80s or even the 90s. Maybe closer to Western Mass it started getting a little crazy in the late 90s and 2000s with that. But I mean, the Anthropocene extinction, the loss of wildlife and the collapse of ecosystems has been happening since before I was born. I mean, extinction rates were alarming in the 70s. It's just continued to progress to like complete like collapse scenario now, and I guess I naively assumed that everybody took biology in high school, and maybe some people did in college too, and they, knew better than to continue down this path of destroying ourselves. I mean, everything we do to nature, we're doing to ourselves because we completely depend on her utterly for our survival. And right now we're pissing her off to the point where she's trying to destroy us and shake us off like a really bad case of fleas and pick us off like ticks, she's treating herself for the cancer that is industrial human civilization right now, and we're not gonna like that, how that turns out. So if we want to continue living on this planet, need to completely change the way we're living in a hurry. Because obviously it's in complete conflict with our survival. Nervous laughter. I don't know how to deal with this.